Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rhonda, this is Yarncore DIY, and today we're going to be building a shelf. I want to organize all my yarn. I finally pulled the trigger on going out and buying the 9 cube shelf from Walmart. I kept telling myself that it was too expensive, that I didn't need it, that I had places for my yarn. But I realized because my yarn is all in a basket, like a literal laundry basket, I don't see half of it. And pulling it out to dig through it to see if I have a color is just such a mess that I end up never doing it anyways. So after 6 months of going back and forth with my inner brain, I finally went and I bought the shelf. And today is the day that we're going to build it. I was like, this is what we're going to do. It's Saturday. I don't have anything else to do. Dylan is smoking uh, kind of like a brisket, but it's not a brisket. I don't know. That's his thing, not mine. But he's outside. He's doing that. I am going to build a shelf. So, what do I need to do? I need to move the basket. And moving the basket is about as far as I got, because when I went to go move the basket, I saw that I had pictures that needed to be hung up. And with my ADHD brain, I said, well, let me hang up these pictures first so that I can get rid of them onto the walls and not have to deal with them or have them stacked on my yarn shelf. And yeah, that turned into an entire day of hanging up pictures, and no shelf was built. So, as I said, the original plan for this day was to put my shelf together and organize my yarn, but then I saw all the pictures and things that I needed to hang up stacked on top of my yarn, and I decided, new plan, let's hang these up. I also went to go get the shelf out of my car, and it decided to fall onto my face and break my favorite glasses. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I am wearing my backup glasses until my new frames come in, because I need to see. So I was just really put off on working on this bookshelf and cube shelf, whatever you want to call it, and decided I'm gonna do this. I didn't actually make the conscious decision. I didn't actually make the conscious decision to hang up these pictures, but it's where my mind went when I decided that I did not have any motivation to work on the shelf, and I just got distracted by it. So a lot of stuff wasn't in frames, and I had a few frames for everything and a few frames that a few pictures that I didn't have frames for, so I decided to measure them out and write them down before I started putting them into the frames to hang up. I also noticed that band posters for shows, like show flyers and stuff like that, come in really odd shapes, or measurements. The typical measurement for stuff is like 12 by 18, and a lot of these are 11 by 17. So it was frustrating. A lot of my set lists have tape on them, so they weren't going in very easily, and I had to get scissors and cut the tape off. But I try and keep everything as true to how I got it as possible, since it's a memory, and so I don't want to alter the memory, even if it's just the tape. I don't know if that's weird. You can call me weird if you want, but yeah, that's just me. So as you can see, I'm putting a lot of stuff away, and I was just like listening to music, which is another reason I'm doing the voiceover. I don't want to get a copyright strike. And I was going about my day, just completely ignoring the fact that my whole plan was to start the shelf. And it wasn't even until halfway through doing this that I realized, oh, I haven't even started my shelf, and I'm going to have no time to finish the shelf. Because as I was, like I said, as I was doing this, I realized a lot of my stuff didn't have frames. So if you see me in a different outfit or different pants later, it's because I ended up having to leave to go buy frames. And for those of you that are not in Texas right now, we are getting ready for a quote unquote winter storm, which means it's going to drop below 30 degrees and people are going to freak out. So when I went to go buy the frames, it took me almost an hour just to get in and out of Walmart because everyone was in there buying everything they possibly could to stock up for the next 2 weeks, even though the storm is only going to last 2 days. I don't understand. I get being scared. It's Texas. The power grid sucks. We don't know if our power will be out for more than a couple days, but still, it's just a little insane to me. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. So this is obviously after I went out to buy more frames, and honestly, watching these videos back, I probably could have got this done a lot faster if I wasn't so distracted by YouTube. But to be honest, during Vlogmas, I watched so many people that had daily videos that I fell behind on other channels. So I just kind of have been catching up, and yeah, that's it. So I started hanging my posters. That was one from Not So Fun Weekend. This is one from Dylan's. I'm just sitting here singing along to the thing. It's really cool to hang all this stuff up because it's kind of like a haul of all the things that Dylan and I have done, some of them together, some of them apart. And even though some of these are from before we even met each other, it just shows how much we have in common even before knowing each other and how much we enjoyed similar activities. So it was really fun to look through all these set lists, look through all of these band posters, and get them hung up. I'm super excited about how it turned out, which I will show you at the end. But yeah, that's really it. That's what I'm doing here. It's just kind of tedious to take apart the frame, put the poster in, take apart the frame, put the poster in. But that's probably why it took me 2 years of living in this house to do it. I bought frames originally for the first ones when we first moved in, and I was super excited, and then I just never touched them again. So this was an accomplishment for me. So after getting everything in the frames, I realized that I needed to clean up the hallway. I recorded a lot of this actually, but I'm not good with angles. So this is what you're gonna get, is me vacuuming our pizza rug. And I had already swept and moved the rug and swept all the dirt from out underneath it. So then now I was just sweeping or vacuuming the rug and getting ready to hang everything up. As you can see, before I got frames, we had posters already kind of just tacked into the wall. Just one actually, because we didn't want to lose it or mess it up. And I ended up buying a frame for that one too, so it's not going to be the odd man out. But once I get a better camera and I don't have to keep checking my notifications or have a weird setup for it to be recording me, I will do better angles, I promise. If you're wondering about the end of the hallway, that's a pile of laundry that I'm working on in Hades' wheelchair. I know it looks like a car crash victim right now, but it's so big and hard to store. That's just where we keep it. Another reason we have yoga mats is so Hades doesn't slip on the floor. He can't really walk on tile right now.
Okay, how do we do this?
I'm trying to figure out. As I was hanging some of these up, I realized that I put them in upside down, so there would be no way to hang them up right side up without moving them around. So I had to do that while I was also trying to figure out where to put them. But quick fix, not a big deal. So I got everything up and was recording, and then tragedy struck and one of the frames fell, and so I had to do some rearranging and move everything around. But it's fine, it's fine. Anyways, here is the finished hallway. As you can see, I still have a blank spot because I need to go buy a frame for that set list that got knocked down. But if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I know this video is a little different than usual, but if you haven't already, please subscribe, like this video, leave comments if you want story times for the set list and things hanging on my wall. And until next week, have a good week.